Hey, welcome back to ABTG. Today I wanted to talk about something French and figure out whether it's absolute bullshit or true greatness. No, I'm not being different. Lupin Part 1, as they're calling it, is probably one of the most successful things to be released on Netflix. It's even more successful than Bridgerton and Queen's Gambit, from my understanding. So it's not an underground, small French thing. It's a big, huge Netflix French thing. Let's talk about it. Lupin is a show inspired by the French classic Arsène Lupin, about a mysterious, a suave thief that is able to disguise himself and change his appearance or adapt his appearance to basically go around unnoticed. And so this show, it's about a character, our main character, that was inspired as a child by those books. But yes, you guessed it, he is also a thief. Now, yes, before I do get questions about this, I am part French. I do speak French. I lived in France. So, of course, I did watch this in its original French. I didn't subtitle it. Most of the performances were actually very good. And I say that with a surprised intonation there because, look, admittedly, French acting and the French, I suppose, performance style in film is very different to what Americans or the English deliver. It's a lot more theatrical. A lot of the words that they use aren't as common as, say, just someone in the street would use. French cinema is very peculiar, and the way they write their dialogue is just as unique. The problem with that is, and I guess it might be a cultural thing, I wasn't born in France and so I didn't grow up too much with that, but I notice it coming from mainly a American or English media background, I suppose. I notice that sometimes the way French actors perform in their films or in their TV series, it doesn't feel too real, it doesn't feel too grounded. Here though, I didn't get that. Or at least for most of the show. Some of the older actors, yes, they still have that kind of vibe to them, but I feel like everyone did a very good job at being as real as possible. Which brings us to the characters. And yes, I'm skipping over the story purposefully here because I can't really get into it too much without spoiling everything. This first season, however you want to call it, is only 5 or 6 episodes long. If I start really diving into the story, I'm gonna start spoiling things, and it would be a shame. So anyway, the characters. The characters are compelling, and the characters are interesting, and that's what I suppose gets you hooked the most. There are flashbacks, and there are present-day moments in the show, and that's all very well handled. The pacing is very well handled. The reality in the performances that I was talking about earlier also is translated by the reality of the script. There are car chases, there are foot chases, but nothing is ever over the top or Hollywood-esque. You know what I mean? Someone starts running on rooftops at some point, but it's a very difficult thing to do, and it takes a lot of effort, and the people chasing him give up quite quickly. This all makes sense. So getting back to the characters, yeah, I find them all very interesting, and I very much enjoyed all of the backstories. There's one little kind of, I suppose, romance or coming-of-age element that wasn't my cup of tea, but maybe someone else would enjoy it. We can't like every single element in every single TV show. From a story perspective, when it comes to the reveals or that kind of stuff, or some of the tropes that they use, yeah, I would say if you've watched a lot of crime, thriller, or political drama, or if you've watched a lot of police, investigation type things, then yeah, maybe some of this won't come as a surprise to you, and maybe it'll feel all a little done already. But the Arsène Lupin twist that they give it, I feel that little gimmick that they have, I feel elevates the whole thing. And let us not forget that there is subtle commentary all throughout the show, be it on classism, racism, sexism, that were very welcome but never really smack you across the head. In conclusion, Lupin was a fun watch. I would give this on our absolutely fantastic and Academy approved rating scale here a good. That's right, I give Lupin Part 1, Season 1, whatever you want to call it, are good. Thank you so much for watching. Have you seen it? Will you take the time to go and watch this even if it's in French? I would suggest watching it in French and using the English subtitles if you do, rather than watching the English dubs. The sound mixing is always better when you watch it in its original language because you don't have like the overdub taking over the sound effects in the background, and also you get the actual real performances from the actual real actors. No disrespect to any of the dubbing artists out there. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.